Okay, Leo, quick question for you. You're visiting an apartment you found online. You walk in, and the landlord asks, "Do you have any questions?" What's the first thing you say?
Is there parking? That's what I'd say.
That's exactly what most learners say. And it's not wrong, exactly, but it's not how native speakers usually ask.
Wait, really? Is there parking? That's not natural?
It's grammatically correct. A native speaker would understand you, but it sounds a little bit like a textbook translation. Learners from all over the world say this the same way. Is there parking? Is there elevator? Is there washing machine? And it works, but it's not the most natural way.
Okay, now I'm curious. What should I say instead?
Great question. And that's exactly what we're going to cover in today's episode. Welcome to Speak Like a Native. I'm Maya.
And I'm Leo. Today we're going apartment hunting, and I'm going to show you 3 questions that will make you sound like you've been renting apartments in English your whole life.
That's right. We're covering the 3 most common things people ask when they visit an apartment: parking, utilities, and pet policies. By the end of this episode, you'll know how to ask about all 3 in a way that sounds completely natural.
And I'm probably going to make some mistakes along the way so you can learn from them.
That's the plan. Okay, so let's start with your question. Parking. You said, "Is there parking?"
Right. And you said that's not the best way?
It's not the worst, but here's what a native speaker would actually say. Instead of "Is there parking?" we usually say, "Is parking included?" or "Is there parking available on site?"
On site, meaning at the building?
Exactly. On site means at the location. So, is there parking available on site? That's a very natural question. Or even simpler, is parking included with the rent?
With the rent. Okay, so the key word is included, not exist or have.
You got it. Is parking included? That's a perfect question. Now, let me tell you something interesting. Learners from different language backgrounds make slightly different mistakes here. Spanish speakers, for example, often translate directly from "Hay estacionamiento" and say, "Is there parking?" which is understandable in English, but it misses the nuance of included.
What about Chinese speakers?
Chinese speakers often say, "Is there have parking?" because of how the question is structured in Chinese. 有停车位吗 translates to have parking spot. So they add have after "is there have parking?" And that's a very common error.
I can totally hear myself making that mistake. Is there have elevator?
Exactly. So if you're a Chinese speaker listening, remember, in English, we don't use have after "is there." Just say "is there parking?" That's grammatically okay, but even better say "is parking included?"
What about Arabic speakers?
Arabic speakers often say "is found parking," translating from "fasaculas diswal," which literally means "is found parking spot." So they might say "is found parking here," and in English we don't use "found" that way. The correct phrase is there parking?" or better, "is parking available?"
This is already super useful. So for parking, the magic word is included.
Included is the magic word for a lot of things. And that brings us to our second question: utilities.
Okay, utilities. So I'm guessing I should ask, are utilities included?
Excellent guess. That's perfect. But let's go a little deeper. In America, when people ask about utilities, they usually want to know exactly what's covered. So a more natural question is, what utilities are included?
So it's more specific.
Yes, and very often people will ask, are water and heat included? Or does the rent cover electricity?
Cover. That's another good word. Does the rent cover electricity?
Exactly. Cover and include, those are your 2 best friends when it comes to apartment questions. So you could say, "What's included in the rent?" or "What does the rent cover?"
What's included in the rent? That's short and easy. I like that.
It's very common. Now, here's where a lot of learners get tripped up. They ask, "Water bill is included," or "Electricity bill is included." They use the statement form with a question tone.
Oh, I've done that. The parking is free?
That's exactly it. In English, when you're asking a real question, a question you don't know the answer to, you need to invert the subject and verb. So water bill is included becomes "Is the water bill included?" or is water included?
Right, because water bill is included sounds like you're just confirming something you already know.
Exactly. It works for checking, but not for asking for new information. So remember, question first, is water included? Not, water is included.
Okay, got it. So we've covered parking and utilities. What's the third big question?
Pet policy. If you have a pet, or if you're thinking about getting one, you need to ask about this.
Right. So I'd probably say, do you accept pets? Or is it okay if I have a cat?
Those work. But there's a more natural way. Native speakers usually ask, what's your pet policy? Or what's the pet policy here?
What's your pet policy? That's direct.
It's direct and professional. It shows you're serious about the apartment. You can also ask, are pets allowed? Or do you allow pets?
So allow policy, those are the words for this one.
Exactly. Now, let me tell you about a mistake I hear very often from Chinese speakers. They sometimes say pet as a verb. They ask, can I pet here? Meaning, can I keep a pet here?
Oh wait, pet can mean to touch an animal, right? Like, can I pet your dog?
Yes, that's the verb meaning. So when a Chinese speaker says, can I pet here? The native speaker thinks they're asking if they can touch an animal at the apartment. It's a funny misunderstanding. The correct question is, can I have a pet here? Or are pets allowed?
That's a great one. And for Spanish speakers?
Spanish speakers often say, can I have mascot? Because mascota means pet in Spanish. But in English, mascot is the character that represents a sports team. So you'd say, can I have a pet? Or do you allow pets?
And Arabic speakers?
Arabic speakers sometimes ask, is pets allowed? Using is instead of are. In Arabic, the verb doesn't change for singular and plural the same way. So they might say, is pets allowed? The correct form is, are pets allowed?
Okay, I want to practice these. Let me try. For parking, is parking included? For utilities, what's included in the rent? For pets, what's your pet policy?
Perfect. Those are 3 perfectly natural questions. Good job.
Thanks. But I have a question. What if the landlord doesn't use these words? Like, what if they say something I don't understand?
Great question. So here's what you might hear as a reply. For parking, they might say street parking only, meaning there's no parking lot you park on the street. Or they might say, we have a garage, or there's a lot behind the building.
Street parking, that's important. And lot means parking lot?
Yes. For utilities, they might say, utilities are separate, meaning you pay for them yourself. Or all utilities included, which means everything is covered.
And for pets?
You might hear, we accept cats and dogs up to 25 pounds. Or no pets allowed. Or pets are negotiable, meaning they might decide depending on the pet.
Negotiable. That's a good word to know.
It is. And here's a cultural point that surprises a lot of people. In the United States, it's very common to negotiate on rent or ask for certain things to be included. Landlords expect questions they want you to ask. So don't be shy.
Wait, really? I always thought landlords would be annoyed by too many questions.
Actually, the opposite. In American rental culture, asking specific, thoughtful questions shows that you're a responsible tenant. It shows you're not going to be a problem. If you don't ask anything, they might actually wonder what you're hiding.
That's really interesting. So asking these questions actually makes me look better.
Yes, it shows you're serious, you know what you're looking for, and you're not going to be surprised later. Landlords prefer a tenant who asks questions over one who just signs and then complains.
Okay, that's a game changer. So I should ask all 3 questions?
At minimum, you can also ask about laundry, storage, maintenance, but parking, utilities, and pets are the big ones. Now let me give you a full example. I'll play the landlord. You ask the questions.
Okay, let's do it.
Hi, welcome to the apartment. Do you have any questions?
Yes, a few. First, is parking included?
Yes, there's one parking spot with the unit. It's in the garage.
Great. Also, what utilities are included in the rent?
Water and trash are included. You'd pay for electricity and internet separately.
Okay, good to know. And one more question. What's your pet policy?
We allow cats and small dogs. There's a $250 pet deposit.
Perfect, thank you. That answers everything.
Excellent. That sounded very natural. Did you notice how you asked each question?
Yeah, I used is parking included, what utilities are included, and what's your pet policy. That felt really smooth.
It sounded like a real conversation. And actually, notice something else. After each answer, you acknowledged it. You said great and good to know and perfect.
Oh, I didn't even realize I was doing that. Is that important?
It's very important in American conversation. When someone answers your question, you acknowledge it before moving to the next one. It shows you're listening. It makes the interaction feel polite and natural. Otherwise, it feels like an interrogation.
That's a great tip because I used to just ask question after question without any reaction.
A lot of learners do that, so remember, ask the question, acknowledge the answer. Great. Okay, good to know. That works.
Okay, I want to try one more time. But this time, can you give me harder answers, like answers I might not understand?
Sure. Here we go. Welcome to the unit. Any questions?
Yes, a few. Is parking included?
We have street parking only, no garage.
Okay, good to know. What utilities are included?
All utilities are included except electric. Tenants pay electric directly.
Great. And what's your pet policy?
Pets are negotiable on a case-by-case basis. We require an interview with the pet.
Wait, an interview with the pet?
That's actually a real thing some landlords do. They want to meet the animal to make sure it's well behaved.
That's hilarious. But seriously, if I didn't understand negotiable on a case-by-case basis, what should I do?
Ask, just say, could you explain what that means? Or, can you tell me more about that? Landlords expect questions. They'd rather explain than have you misunderstand.
So I could say, I'm not sure what negotiable means in this context. Could you explain?
Perfect. That's very polite and natural. Okay, let's do a quick recap of everything we've learned today.
Let me try. Number 1, instead of is there parking, say is parking included or is parking available on site?
Excellent. Number 2,
For utilities, ask what utilities are included or what does the rent cover?
perfect. Number 3,
For pets, say what's your pet policy or are pets allowed?
great job. And the bonus tip?
Acknowledge the answer before asking the next question. Say great or good to know.
You nailed it. Now here's your challenge for today. I want you to practice these 3 questions out loud. Say them to yourself in the car, in the shower, wherever. Just get them into your mouth.
And if you're listening right now, pause the episode and try saying them with me. Ready? Repeat after me. Is parking included?
What utilities are included?
What's your pet policy?
Those 3 questions will change the way you sound in English. They're simple, they're practical, and they're what native speakers actually say.
Now, here's something important. If you found this episode useful, please hit that subscribe button. And if you want even more daily lessons like this, turn on the notification bell. We publish every single day.
That's right. And there's something coming up that I'm really excited about. In our next episode, we're going to talk about something that confuses almost every learner. And Leo, you're going to make the mistake on purpose.
Oh no, what am I going to mess up this time?
You'll find out tomorrow, but I'll give you a hint. It has to do with asking for directions in a way that sounds way too formal.
I'm scared and excited at the same time.
Haha, that's the spirit. Thanks for joining us on Speak Like a Native. Remember, the goal isn't perfect English, it's natural English. Keep practicing, keep making mistakes, and keep getting better. We'll see you in the next episode.
See you next time.